Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers Legacy Lift Ticket. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to see more reviews or just to help the channel out further, that's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And as is our norm here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. And as you can see, for Legacy, they have changed up the packaging just like they did on Black Zarak. We get some nice line art of Lift Ticket, and it goes around to the side and down the bottom some, but a lot of it's covered up with the label, and then, you know, some lines and some words and some things. So there's some nice line art of him, and you know, these lines: Transformers Legacy on the top, Transformers Legacy 8 and up, Hasbro. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, Lift Ticket, authentic. Symbols I'm not going to learn, made in Vietnam print, and a barcode. Because what good is a toy without a barcode? And again on this side, Autobot logo, illustration carries around from the front. It does not carry around to the back. On this side, some more small print, fine print, legalese print, Takara Tomy, Generation Selects, made in Vietnam print, that S thing. Then on the back we have some, you know, lines that just kind of come out of nowhere, I guess. And then, warning! Attention! Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. And let's take a quick look inside the package. I've already removed Lift Ticket and all his associated non-plastic packaging. And I did stick these instructions back in there, but we'll look at those in a minute. But what I wanted to show you was that, you know, there is artwork on the inside, unlike most of the War for Cybertron Generation Selects packaging, which were just plain on inside. The Amazon exclusive Galactic Odyssey, you know, they had the map and stuff, and you know, they had a little bit of artwork on the inside, but you know, this goes all over the inside of the box, so that's pretty neat. And then under the flap, Transformers Legacy. That, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Now let's take a look at Lift Ticket and his accessories, which, you know, his one accessory is on him right there right now. But here is the handy dandy instructions, and you know, they are nicely illustrated. I much still prefer the Kingdom or Buzzworthy Bumblebee coloration. But this one seems to be, the coloration on this one seems to be a little bit better than Black Zarak, in my opinion. Your mileage may, of course, vary. But there is the instructions. They are nicely illustrated and pretty simple to follow if you actually look at the directions. Now let's take a quick look at Wrecker in his alt mode. And of course, you know, this piece does come off. This is his weapon. just like Hoist's. In fact, he is just a repaint of Hoist, straight up. But, you know, I mean, if you don't look too closely at the bottom side of him, it looks pretty good. And, you know, he's supposed to be a tow truck. You put those out. And then I don't know exactly how they're supposed to hook to that, but there we go. There's his toe piece. And it just goes back up in there. And these, you know, you can put these out at the side, like wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Nice big tempo of Autobot logo on the hood. And then all kinds of robot bits and beeps up under here. That's, you know, that's a complaint that I have about this mold. Period. Whether it's... I was going to say grapple, but it's not grapple. It's Hoist. Or if it's Trailblazer. I mean, this part up under here just is messy. I think it could have been done better. So there is that. So there's a look at Lift Ticket in his alternate mode. Let's do some alt mode comparisons. And first up, well, let's put the weapon back on the side here. There we go. And first up, let's compare him with his original benefactor, I guess. Hoist. And there you see they both have the same striping. It just says Wrecker. Same Autobot tampo. Hoist just has some space mud. That's what you want to call it, battle damage on him. And, you know, on this side, different colors, different colors, different colors, different colors. But the wheels and the tires are the same color. Sort of. They didn't paint the clip here, but they did paint the clip on Lift Ticket. So, a little bit better of a paint job on this. It's a Generation Select, so generally you get a few more paint apps. Sometimes just one or two. But there we go. So let's get Hoist out of there. And here he is with his other mold mate, Trailbreaker. And as you can see, the biggest difference here is, you know, the camper back on Trailbreaker. And again, the tire clips were not painted silver, and they were here. Alright, there's those. And then, of course, with me, as always, is the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee. And the Amazon exclusive Earthrise, Alternate Universe, or Dead Optimus Prime. And that, my friends, does it for the alt mode comparisons. And that brings us to the comedy portion of our program, where I attempt to transform this transformer. So let's see if I can remember how to do it. And I probably can't, but we'll see. I'm gonna try anyway. So let's untab those arms. And as you can see, this untabs, it tabs into the tow truck gear here, right here with this tab, and then there's a slot right in there, and then this tab goes in this round hole. That's a little weird, but it works. It fastens in there. So you lift that up, then you can untab these pieces. And let's see if I can flip the legs out. Woohoo! Legs flipped out. Let's bring this back and up just a little bit. Lift that up, kind of get it out the way, and then you have this hinge right here. Is this thing tabbed in somewhere still? It's hard to tell. And there we go. Just got to get everything in the right spot. There we go. Arms folded out. And this folds down, and there's a little I-beam looking piece right there, and it tabs in right here, supposedly. I had to lean him back just a little bit here at that waist thing, but that kind of locks it in. And then this will lock it in further. You see we have this piece jutting out right here, and there's a space right here. And that was not the space, I guess. Yeah, it is. You gotta work these double hinges right here to get it to line up. There we go. I got it. I probably did that too early. I did. So let's untab that back out. And then we'll flip the head up. And that's as far as it goes, I guess. Okay. Put these down like this. Then the arms, you spin them around in that bicep swivel so that they face forward. And there we go. Then you can take the weapon and put it into his hand. And there we go, folks. I think I have completed his transformation. Awesome. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessory, which his accessory is already on there, and we've kind of already taken a look at it, but you know. Let's start with the head. He can look up that far and not even quite straight ahead. He kind of still looking up because this piece doesn't lay flat. He can do the full exorcist. He's got some waggle in there. No chicken necking. Arm spin 360 at the shoulders. And they go all the way up. You can put them all the way up over his head. Raise your hands if you're sure or something. Cut at the bicep for 360 degree swivel. It is on a mushroom peg. Single hinge at the elbow. And it gives you a pretty darn good bit of range there. I think that's due to transformation, how the arm folds up. But, you know, in this case, I'll take it. As far as the wrists go, the hands are on a mushroom peg, and they will do a full 360 degree rotation. Let's get those up out of the way. He can do the full splits. Kicks forward that far. Kicks backwards like a mule. Cut at the upper thigh on a mushroom peg for 360 degrees of rotation. He does have a double hinged knee, so he can get his foot all the way up there. I think it's mostly due to transformation, but again, in this case, I will take it. And then on the ankle, nothing forward and back, but he does have that much tilt. So, pretty good range of motion on this guy. And there we go. That's a look at hoist. And oh, we didn't look at his gun, even though we looked at it before. It does have some nice silver paint on it, and then, you know, the Autobot logo, paint on the face. Look at those eyes. With a visor or whatever. And then, you know, some paint apps here. Okay, that does it for a look at the figure and his accessory. It is now time for my favorite part of a review, the robot mode comparisons. But before we get started in that, I do want to show you, you have to apply just a little extra pressure on the head, and you can get this piece to go in there level. And I wasn't applying enough to it because I felt like I was going to break it. But when I was transforming Trailbreaker and Hoist, you know, I got it in there, and I thought I remembered that it did. And there it goes. The other thing I forgot to show, of course I had to bump the camera because that's what I do. So you loosen that up, and then this piece comes out if you can get it. If you can't, then just untab, push it out from the back, and retab it, and then that piece folds back in. And I guess they'll just go that way, don't they? Yeah, they do. Okay, so now he's fully transformed, and when his head is transformed correctly, he can look down a little bit and straight ahead. So now let's get some comparisons done. And first up, we will do Hoist. And here he is. So as you can see, this gun looks so much better than just that orange one. At least I think that's orange. I'm colorblind, don't make fun. of handicapped people. And I mean, you can see most of the differences is, I mean, it's all color. They're the same mold. Exactly the same mold. And that's cool. I actually like the way both of these guys look, the colors on them. Except for that orange gun. Not too keen on that one, but, you know. And then here we have him with Trailbreaker, where they mixed it up a little bit on the mold. And on camera, Trailbreaker looks a little shorter, but they're the same height. And I don't know what is causing that discrepancy there. I don't know. It's weird that it does that sometimes. So there we go, Mr. Trailbreaker. And of course, Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. Even though he's from another line, I think they still scale up all right. Not the greatest, but all right. And then here we have him with the leader class, Walmart exclusive Netflix Optimus Prime. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. For final thoughts on the Transformers Legacy Generations Selects Deluxe Class lift ticket, I almost canceled this guy a couple of times. My pre-order for him. But, in the long run, I'm glad I didn't. I don't really know a lot about him, except that, obviously, he's one of the wreckers. And rumor has it that the other wreckers are going to be Amazon exclusives. I don't know how true that is. Again, that's just a rumor that's going around. So, please take that with a grain of salt. And that's like a big piece of rock salt. Great articulation on this mold. Doesn't matter which of the figures on this mold you have, whether it's Hoist or Trailbreaker. Usually you're getting like 90 degrees at the elbow. This guy gets like all the way up there. He's like, yeah! And even though, this is just a straight up repaint with no remolded parts, I like the silver gun a whole lot better than that orange gun. I guess my biggest complaint about this figure, and I guess it shouldn't be because I'm pretty sure it harkens back to the G1 Hoist, is these parts on the back of his arm. I kind of wish, they'd have found a way to fold them in somewhere so that they weren't, attached to the arm. But again, I don't know if that was a deliberate choice for art direction or if it was engineering or a little bit of both. But that would be my one complaint about this figure. Other than that, as good. His arm over here is a little loose, as you can see, but overall it's a good figure and great range of motion all the way around. I'm glad I did not cancel this guy. I did end up canceling the Wave 1 Prime RC. The more I looked at it, the more I'm just like, the aesthetic of it does not fit in with the rest of my Transformers collection. And Now, however, I will say this, if they do animated versions of some of the characters, whether they fit in with the rest of my Transformers or not, I will get those guys and make a separate display for them if I have to, because I really like those. And I'm glad we are getting a Bulkhead out of the Legacy line. I know some folks have already started getting him in hand. I'm not one of those folks. Otherwise, I would be doing him instead of Lift Ticket. But, again, overall, I'm glad I did not cancel this. I do like the paint job. I like these bright colors. It's just, he's just cool looking. So, if you like cool looking Transformers, and you don't have a problem with those things on the back of his arm, those panels on the back of his arm, this guy's for you. I mean, if not, if you have Hoist already and you're like, well, I don't need another Hoist, then, you know, pass on him. This guy's not for you. That's why we have the Generation Selects line, is so that you know, we can get some lesser known characters out of that, like Black Zarak. I was vaguely aware of Black Zarak. I kinda knew who he was, but I really didn't know that much about him. I really still don't know that much about him. But I have never watched the Japanese G1 cartoons. They just kind of, what I've read about them, they just get a little too far away from what I like. So, but you know, they go crazy with that stuff over in Japan sometimes. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I get. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just to help the channel out further, or both. That's also awesome. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.